Hi everyone, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before we begin, let me introduce myself. My name is Dinda Aulia. People usually call me Dinda. I'm a student of Government Science of Faculty Social and Political Science of Tanjung Pura University. So, I make this video is for the final exams Indonesia's government system. I want to tell you guys about a journal, and the title of the journal is An Analytical Study on the Intervention of the Legislature to the Constitutional Court in Indonesia compared to developed countries. I hope you guys can enjoy my explanation. So, this journal underscores the critical importance of judicial independence in upholding the rule of law. It highlights the challenges posed by attempts to intervene in the judiciary as exemplified by the case of Judge Aswantos recalled by the Indonesian House of Representatives, also known as DPR, Dewan Perwakilan Rakyat. Despite criticism and opposition from legal experts and former judge, the recall was ultimately approved by the president. The text outlines the research objective of studying the legal dynamics between the legislature and the judiciary in Indonesia and conducting comparative analysis with other countries. In order to achieve ideal law enforcement, a branch of judicial power is needed that can carry out its duties independently. Jimli Asidik explained that one of the main principles of a rule of law state is an independent and impartial judiciary in Indonesia. The existence of judicial independence must also be supported by a friendly system of checks and balance. The existence of the concept of institutional relation in an effort to control each other and monitor the performance of each institution in a positive context can be seen as an effort to maintain accountability in the justice system. Judicial accountability is a supporter of the independence of judicial power. Judicial power does not exist in a vacuum, and its independence is not absolute. Judges are not perfect humans and very likely to make mistakes. Responsibility judicial power must be implemented according to the value of justice. The importance of how many judges sit on the highest level court in a nation is actually crucial. Consequently, the intervention of the legislature needs to be identified. Starting from Indonesia, DPR has an important role in the nomination of judges. 3 of them are selected by the legislative body. Moved to Canada, the court consists of a Chief Justice and 8 other justices. Members of the court are appointed by the federal governments as new vacancies occur. Japan has given similar rights to the governments, not the legislature, similar to Canada. The court consists of a Chief Justice and 14 Associate Justices. The Chief Justice is appointed by the Emperor as recommended by the Cabinet. There is a typical difference among the nations concerning the period of constitutional court judge. For example, in Canada, once appointed, a judge is eligible to serve on the bench until retirement. In contrast, the short-term period given by Indonesia, the laws regarding constitutional court compared to the limitation of this period is suspicious. 5 years acknowledged as the symbol of political election in Indonesia. Therefore, the intervention of the court in Indonesia could indirectly exist. So, the conclusion is there is a relationship between the authority of the DPR and the Constitutional Court in Indonesia. The form of relation is the authority of the DPR in proposing judge at the Constitutional Court and the authority in forming Constitutional Court laws. The existence of this relationship can be a loophole for the DPR to intervene on the principle of judicial independence held by the Constitutional Court. Referring to the current Constitutional Court law, the DPR does not have the authority to dismiss Constitutional Court judge and also to recall the Constitutional Court judge who have been officially appointed by President.